The Nintendo Switch is quickly becoming the premier platform for releasing indie games. The potential for on-the-go gaming, combined with the ability to have the depth of a home console game, really makes this system ideal for developing fun games. Nintendo themselves set the tone for this indie support with a Nindie spotlight back in February, where they showcased over 65 titles coming to Switch, and this week they came back with another spotlight to let us know what's coming to the eShop this holiday season. There were many great titles announced, but here I've comprised a list of the top 5 upcoming indie games that show the most potential to be a great addition to the Switch. Number 5, Golf Story. The word golf is probably not the word you wanted to see first, but hear me out here. Golf Story is a top-down RPG based around two things: the sport of golf and supposedly an interesting story. The game has you exploring several different worlds with different environments, all while playing golf in between story segments. We don't know too much about the actual RPG elements besides the sort of open world feel, but from what we can see from the trailer, it looks like a lot of time and love actually went into this release. The pixel style graphics are very reminiscent of the beautiful RPGs from the Game Boy Advance era, which tugs on my heartstrings enough for me to really want this game. Golf Story will be released this September, which is right now, so watch for it on the eShop. Number 4, Next Up Hero. Like I've said a million times before, the best games on Switch are the ones that are just unapologetically made for co-op. While Next Up Hero doesn't necessarily have you playing with your friends simultaneously, it is fully based around multiplayer. Developed by a former founder of the team behind Scribblenauts, this game is a randomly generated, top-down hack-and-slash title, where you can create or join online matches to defeat as many enemies as possible. Once you die, you're done, but your game doesn't die with you. Another person can join and pick up where you left off, then resurrect your character as an AI to aid them in their strife. This also happens vice versa, with the ability to resurrect multiple people to aid you. There's multiple classes here, and also different ways to level up your skills through playing matches, so there's enough to keep you occupied for at least a few playthroughs. Next Up Hero is currently in closed beta on Steam, and is expected to release on all platforms sometime this year. Number 3, Steamworld Dig 2. I first played Steamworld Dig on Steam in 2014, so I've been waiting for this game for a long time. It would have been at the top of the list, but I thought it was too obvious considering the incredible amount of hype around this game. Steamworld Dig 2 is a 2D adventure game with prominent platforming and sandbox elements as well. Fans of Metroidvania-style games will definitely feel at home here, especially if you appreciate a focus on story and atmosphere. Steamworld Dig 2 is coming to Switch September 21st, which kind of puts a damper on my wallet, considering Pokken Tournament and Dragon Ball Xenoverse come out literally the next day, but I'm sure this is still going to be one of the most exciting titles released this year. Number 2, Murphy's Law. A lot of people's biggest complaints about Nintendo is the lack of support of third-party shooting titles. Shooters are arguably the most popular genre of games in the world right now, but that's part of the reason I don't turn my PlayStation on anymore, because I'm tired of playing the same game with a new name and look. Splatoon took the first step in creating a unique game that still keeps the elements that make shooters fun, and it looks like Nintendo is ready to make the next step. Murphy's Law is a self-proclaimed robot morphology-driven 3D shooter completely centered around 4-on-4 multiplayer online matches. What's different about this game is that wherever you manage to shoot an enemy is going to cause their body part to shrink and also cause your corresponding body part to grow. There's no killing in this game, the goal is only to grow as big as you can by doing as much damage to the enemy team as possible. This means players who are not doing so well will get smaller and smaller, and players that do exceptionally get bigger and bigger. There's certain buildings and obstacles you'll be able to take advantage of depending on how big you currently are, and the winner of each match is determined by how big your team's avatar has grown, which itself is a reflection of how many shots your team has got overall. It sounds a little confusing, but there's also a traditional team deathmatch mode, as well as a few other modes that are all based around the robot morphology concept. This is a super original and innovative shooter, and even cooler is that it's going to be a Nintendo Switch console exclusive. We don't have an exact release date for this yet, but expect this awesome shooter to be out sometime this holiday season. There are so many awesome games announced at the Spotlight, and I almost did a top 10 list, but I really think the 5 I chose are going to be the best of the best. That being said, I do want to show just a little montage of gameplay from a few other games that didn't, but almost made the list. Number 1, Yono and the Celestial Elephants. This game is the Zelda clone that we never knew we needed. Yono was born from a line of ancient celestial guardians that appear once every millennium, similar to the idea of the Avatar and Zelda series. Though Yono is the celestial guardian, he's still young and must explore the world around him to piece together his story and the meaning of life itself. There's 3 different races of beings spread across 4 different villages in the game's open world map, with many different side quests, puzzles, and treasures hidden throughout. Like I said, this game looks exactly like a Zelda clone, from the 2D adventure elements down to the combat, but it looks like there's going to be enough innovative and creative ideas here to make this a real hidden gem. The art style of this game alone is beautiful, particularly Yono himself, and also the Sugar Skull themed zombie people shown in the trailer. This game looks like it's going to suck me in for a while, and it'll be the perfect single player appetizer leading up to Mario Odyssey. Yono and the Celestial Elephants is planned for an October 12th release date, with the exclusive console version being only on Switch. So, I feel like the general opinion of indie games, even just 5 years ago, wasn't very high, with only a couple really successful titles actually getting the respect and attention they deserve. Steam support for indies started to change in public opinion with the ease of access between developers and consumers, and it looks like Nintendo's really trying to keep the ball rolling with this. I love indie games, and the spotlight only proves further that you don't need to be a AAA developer to create a great, fun game that people love and can get excited for. Let me know which game on this list you're looking forward to the most. Leave a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel for the latest Switch content available. This is Max from Max Culture, and thank you for watching.